everyone, welcome back to Daily Freddo. Oh, Disney, they are panicking so bad right now.
I'm fine, okay? I'm great. I'm just proud of us.
For good reasons, of course. Reasons that originally were supposed to be that great marketing strategy. Over the past few years, we saw it all. Race swapping, diversifying, inclusivity, changing the plot, gender swapping. Snow White has been such a PR disaster. It's like a car crash. You know it's horrible, but you just can't look away. And no matter what they do now, one, we already found a replacement. I'm gonna talk about it in this episode. Two, they are just bad at it. Bad at making decisions, bad at serving the audience what the audience wants. So the new picture of the Snow White movie has been circulating the internet. Have a look. You can see her, you can see the dwarfs, you can see the surroundings, the house. When I saw it, the first thought was, oh, real dwarfs. They gave in. They got rid of the magical creatures. We did it. And then I looked closely at what they look like. Let me just tell you this. They really didn't want to hire... Oh, sorry. I mean, they really didn't want to offend the little people.
That doesn't sound right.
If you look at the characters, they are creepy and obviously CGI. Screen Rant wrote, "The CGI looks awful. Snow White's dwarfs change fuel's divisive response online. First look image from Disney's upcoming live-action Snow White sets the internet abuzz with the divisive look chosen for the 7 dwarfs." So to remind you all, this is what the dwarfs, aka magic creatures, looked like originally, caused the backlash and all the things to spiral, and this is them now. So the article continues. Disney recently announced that the release date of the live-action Snow White would be delayed by a year. Yep. At the same time sharing a brand new image of Zegler's Snow White with the dwarfs. Some social media users are celebrating the fact that the characters are now actual dwarfs, a major change from the original intention to have her companions not be depicted as a homogeneous group of dwarfs. However, many others are criticizing the CGI used to bring the characters to life. Yes. That's another thing. They moved the release date for a year later. 1 whole year. The excuse? Strikes happening in Hollywood. What a convenient excuse. I'm sure postponing the movie has nothing to do with, I don't know, the backlash? The fact that they have to redo so many aspects of the movie. We see that they already listened to the audience and got rid of the diversity hires and attempted to replace them with CGI dwarfs. Okay, the image looks like a bad AI prompt for now, but they have a whole year to perfect it, right? Hopefully the storyline will be changed as well. Rachel will be trained to actually speak positively and respectfully about the movie and her colleagues.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Yes, they have a lot to fix before they release it. Anyway, as soon as the image came out, comments started flooding social media. Someone wrote, "The CGI looks awful." And another one, "I don't know about the look of Snow White family." And this one, apparently this is a new promotional shot from the live-action Snow White. When I first saw it, I thought it was AI, but it's on all the press releases. "We successfully bullied them into changing the dwarfs. It's Sonic all over again." And another comment, "So Peter Dinklage fought really hard for a bunch of losers to take jobs away from little people, and now they got fired and replaced with CGI. And this all took place during an actors' strike hell-bent on securing jobs for human actors. This is fine." Yes, just to remind you, this is what Peter Dinklage said when Disney first announced they will create live action of the classic animated film. The Emmy-winning Game of Thrones star, who has a form of dwarfism called achondroplasia, said he was taken aback by the studio's celebration of casting a Latina lead, even as it revisits a story with problematic representation of dwarfs. "Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me," he said about the hour into 80-minute episode. "You're progressive in one way and you're still making that f***ing backwards story about 7 dwarfs living in a cave together. What the f*** are you doing, man?" Apparently he is super duper influential because Disney replaced dwarfs with magic creatures of all genders and races and released this cringy statement. "To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of dwarfism community," spokesperson said. "We look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period." Lengthy. Scratch that. We're just gonna let the computers do the work instead. Welcome to 2025.
What year is it?
But what was the final straw that pushed Disney over the edge to take those drastic measures? Could it be that they suddenly have a competition? That's right, we are waiting for another Snow White movie, guys, starring the one and only Brett Cooper. This came out as a huge surprise to fans of the Daily Wire. Take a look.
New Snow White movie announced by conservative media company Daily Wire. The film will reportedly be released in 2024 and will star conservative YouTuber Brett Cooper. Some details, such as the choice of the source material and release date, suggest that it will be a response to Disney's upcoming Snow White movie. The movie, starring Rachel Zegler, has come under fire after allegedly leaked photos from the production showed a new take on the story. Viewers were also unhappy with Zegler's revelations when she criticized the classic Snow White story.
She's not going to be safe with the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. Guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
Well, there you go. If you want something done right, do it yourself. Go Daily Wire.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
This announcement came right after the release of a new streaming platform for kids called BentKey, where all movies are supposed to be much more kids-friendly, for parents not to worry about LGBTQ propaganda and political plots, no sexual content. Basically the opposite of YouTube and Netflix, where we've seen this problematic content rise in numbers lately. User took to comments. Conservative Snow White when it's just about the actual Snow White fairy tale. Liberals are morons. Another one, Brett Cooper's Snow White will be better than all live actions combined that Disney had made. Well, high expectations, guys. Another one, this is the Snow White that we all needed. Hollywood learned from them. I think comparing those two movies will be so fun. Top-notch entertainment. And some could argue that, well, Disney listened. They changed the dwarfs. They are trying. You guys can never be happy with anything. That's true. We will not be happy with what Disney does with Snow White, simply because it's dishonest. It's the initial marketing that assumed the audience will be tricked, that the audience is stupid. It happened over and over and over again. They pretend to care about the feelings of little people, for example. And I say pretend because they didn't stand by their principle. They didn't see it through. They got the backlash and they backed down. So it was a fake cause to begin with, to spur the feelings of people with dwarfism. We see it constantly in big corporations. I did an episode about Victoria's Secret recently, which kept faking to care about inclusivity, fat positivity, diversity, gender politics. They saw it didn't work because it was completely dishonest and didn't fit their brand at all. And now they are rebranding again. They're bringing sexy back.
I'm bringing sexy back.
And if you thought that Snow White controversy is just an American thing, then you are terribly wrong. The whole world is involved in this drama.
I'm fed up with this world.
There is no turning back. Here are, for example, some Polish comments on the newly released image of Disney's live action film. Cud, że Śnieżka to nadal kobieta, which means it's a miracle that the Snow White is still a woman.
Don't put ice or ice water on the burn, because it can further damage the tissues.
And another one, ale to creepy wygląda. Well, it looks creepy, obviously. So you can see the whole world is criticizing wokeness. The whole world is waiting to see how this whole Disney thing will turn out. Will the continuous backlash beat the wokeness out of Disney movies? As usual, I want to know what you guys think. Are the dwarves in the newly released image an improvement, or should they try again? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and share it, and of course subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications to never miss another Daily Freddo episode. And for even more content, follow me on Instagram @DailyFreddo. That's all for today. Have a good one.
Doom is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Andrew Burnap, great dude.